Hello. How are you? This is the August 2016 update for the Mandela effect. So, as you all know, I made a video a few months ago about the Kit Kat change. And ever since then, I've been like, great, I did it. I influenced it. Nothing is real, except everything is real at the same time. It's weird. So, yeah. Basically, our reality is a reflection of everything on the inside in a sort of way. So I feel like that's how we can influence things. So what this Mandela effect is, this is my idea on what it is. The Mandela effect basically is a wake-up call for us. Like, this is a very important time right now for people to wake up and kind of remember that they are conscious beings, and that we're not just sleepwalking through this sort of reality, that our consciousness is very connected. So when a lot of people basically stumble upon the fact that they have the same memories of something or another, or they have different memories, I feel like that is a sure sign that basically we kind of share a sort of membrane, I suppose. If that makes sense, like an energetic membrane of information. And it's expressed through our physical reality. So I was gonna do I was gonna talk about comments and everything, but I think I might save that for the end. So I have written down, I've typed up a couple of Mandela effects so far that I've noticed since the last video I've made. So the JFK assassination, that's the first one somebody showed me. Basically, they said basically just look at the JFK assassination, it's changed. And I watched the video, and it was kind of confusing because I don't think I've ever seen it that up and close, and that, like, I don't think I've ever seen it like that. Like, the car looked totally different from how I remembered. It had like a pink sort of lining to it. I don't remember if it was like that. I felt like it was more of like a white or a gray. But I've kind of rated this, and also it's a six-seated car, and I don't know if I remember that. I feel like I remember a four-seated black car with like white interior, or perhaps red. But I feel like I remember white or gray. And it was thought that he was shot from a distance by, what's his name? That one dude. Starts with no. Lee Harvey Oswald. They thought he was shot from a distance by Lee Harvey Oswald, but now it's thought that he was shot by Jackie Kennedy. So I've rated this as a Mandela effect, or an eh. This is my explanation for it. It's a Mandela effect, or perhaps it's an eh, because some people do have a vivid memory of it being a six-seated car. So I mean, that's always likely. So, but one that does, that I've rated as a Mandela effect is the next one, and that is Mr. Rogers. And it used to be beautiful day in the neighborhood, and now it's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. And an update on the Isaiah 11:6, that could possibly just be a translation error, so that's what I've dismissed it as, especially because I don't, it looks fishy, but but especially because I don't I haven't actively been reading different Bibles and specifically have understood, you know, which is which over time. So I think that's more for somebody else to investigate. So Australia, the geography of it has changed, and I decided to dismiss a lot of other people that haven't lived in Australia. I've decided to dismiss a lot of what they've said about it, especially people from the United States that have not had much experience, because a lot of people from the United States don't. We're not too great on geography, I gotta say, for some reason or another. But other than that, I think some people are pretty good at it. But anyway, I've decided to trust basically people, mainly people that have lived in Australia or have visited Australia for extended periods of time. So basically the geography has changed. So basically the island has moved further south, or sorry, in the previous universe it was further south. It had little to no islands in between Australia and Tasmania, and now it is further north, closer to Papua New Guinea, Papua New Guinea. And then there's some small islands in between Australia and Tasmania. So this, I gotta say, is definitely a Mandela effect. If people that have been living there for a long time have just now noticed this. At the same time, it could be an because there are things that I've not known have existed. But now I see that everything has always kind of been doing this, regardless of how accelerated it is now. I think the Mandela effect has probably always been going on, but now it's just going on a little more than it has been for a very specific reason. So, Forrest Gump, life, this is the famous line, life is like a box of chocolates, right? And now it's life was like a box of chocolates. This is definitely a Mandela effect. And so for me, I had this experience. I noticed I had an extra beauty mark on my upper forearm here. And I never had that before. I had like a triangle thing going on. Or I had like an extra 2 beauty marks. I was like, what's going on? It turned out to be chocolate. So I rate that as an F. So another one is Palestine. This I don't think is necessarily a Mandela effect. It basically, before on Google Maps, if you looked it up, it said it was considered a nation, but now it's not considered Palestine, it's considered Israel. And the explanation is colonialism. So there's that. But there's a lot of other Mandela effects that I'm not too connected with, that I don't have too much of a resonance with. That's why I've kind of let them be. And I haven't really gone out of my way to honestly change a lot of things since that Kit Kat thing. I was just like, cool, I did it. Great. But it seems like it would be very useful to continue to tap into. So what my philosophy is on what the Mandela effect is that I believe it's definitely a wake-up call for us to remember that we are connected, that we do share something extraordinary, that we share memories together. But we also share memories from other universes, I suppose. We share memories with ourselves from various timelines, I suppose. Is my hair getting crazy enough for this? Yeah. That's really all I gotta say about that. But yeah, it's really definitely a wake-up call for us to remember that we are here for a short period of time, and we are here in this time frame only momentarily, and yeah, that everything really around us is it's real, but it can be changed. It's like clay, I suppose. It can be molded, it can be shifted by energies. And energies are really, you know, like energies like chakras and like the divine spark within a living being, the thing that makes it live, that makes it grow, that makes it breathe, that makes it move, you know? Yeah. So basically that's the most important thing, is that we stay true to our divine spark. And that even while this reality is shifting around us and things are starting to become, they're starting to seem a little bit darker at times, in reality, our truth is kind of in our dreams, in a way. It's kind of in our heart, in our memories. Yeah. So I think that's all. Alright, I'll do a little outro with this drum. So, be true to yourself. While things are changing and shifting around you, remember that Forrest Gump movie that you saw before ain't the same Forrest Gump movie that you're gonna see today. So, why watch the same movie if you know what's gonna happen? But I guess you want to see it change. This is kind of my first instrument, honestly, so apart from a recorder and a slide whistle, what other instruments have I played? Guitar Hero. So, I'll do a comment thing. Look at these comments. Got some comments, and I'll answer them. Alright, so I got like 1 billion comments, aka 400. That's a lot. So a lot of folks are, have varying viewpoints on what I said. Some people have said I'm very mistaken. Some people have shared their memories and their viewpoints on it. So that's good. Okay. So one person says, and I quote, Mandela effect. That is UH-FEKT. Okay? I just appreciate that one. So another person, Wesley Stason, Flat Earth News Talk, says, yeah, you think the Mandela effect is freaky? Check out the Flat Earth. Welcome to my world. And I have checked out the Flat Earth thing, and it's just like, I get really cross information about it, but recently I did come across something that was, that did resonate with that. It resonated more with the firmament, that has to do with that theory. So the Flat Earth theory, if you don't know about that, it's basically the theory that can be traced back to some pages in the Bible where it talks about a firmament and four corners of the earth and whatnot. Basically, people have been saying that this is legit, that the earth is flat, and that it has, it's like disc shaped, or perhaps it could be like a slice of earth, not like a cylinder like we are thinking it is. And it has like a sort of firmament, which is made out of, what is it, like frozen water or something, that makes like a sort of dome over the landmass. And this is interesting, I gotta say. And I've looked into it. I've definitely looked into it. I've been like, it's definitely I would definitely consider looking into it, because, I mean, I've never actually traveled off of this planet, but I mean, everything kind of looks rounded. I'm not sure. I haven't, I don't know. Excuse me. But I haven't gone off into space, basically. I have in spirit, though. And things look round. But basically, I don't know how I feel about this, but I have this connection basically with another YouTube video from, I believe the username is called Higher Self. The channel is called Higher Self. And the video basically talked about Lemuria, and I have like a deep connection with Lemuria. If you don't know what that is, you can definitely check that out. It's linked with Atlantis and Dwarka and all of the other mystical, basically pre-flood civilizations. And it basically talked about how during Lemuria's time period, when Lemuria was around, there was a firmament in these Lemurian tablets, basically. Was it Lemurian tablets? Maybe I'm linking two different things together. But basically it talked about there being a firmament during the time of Lemuria being around, which is why people lived for prolonged periods of time, because they were more protected from the solar radiation. And people were a lot larger. They were like, and life was able to grow larger, basically. And people were in a more peaceful sort of euphoric Garden of Eden sort of mindset with one another, which is beautiful. And basically, yeah, these things I think have some sort of connection. So I think that's why I've been drawn to the flat earth theory a little bit. That's why I've been kind of curious about it. Because I feel some sort of resonance with there being something off about our own idea of how Earth works. So it's definitely worth considering. I gotta say though, I do believe that there is some sort of connection between that firmament thing and not flat Earth, jeez, Lemuria. Because I I believe that the flood, the Great Flood in Lemuria, Atlantis, the Dwarka, continents are more worth investigating than anything else. Because I believe that looking into our history can give us a better idea of where we are right now and where we are headed in the future. So, we got a lot of things here. So, Riddleya says, excuse me, so many clues. Only those with the eyes to see can see it. Wheat from tares, you know. Hard to swallow that we live in a simulation, but undeniable at this point. Eh? Indeed. I'm gonna like that. Poetic. And somebody said, Heidi Sue60. This is from Heidi Sue60. I remember hearing that Nelson Mandela had died, so when he was released, I simply thought news about his demise were incorrect, which could still be the case, you know. The media can release whatever news they want, including outright fabrications. Though it is baffling, I don't think it is evidence of parallel universes, but I have had it happen a couple of times, driving down the road and suddenly being miles and miles past my turn junction exit without physical passing said turn. Car full of people who all experience the same thing. Now what was that? I don't know. Give it a thumbs up though. Probably got abducted in like 2 seconds. Kind of want to say that. Okay. Probably won't. Okay. So before you got the Kit Kat to change, it was spelled with a dash. Do you have proof of that, like a screenshot or something of how it looked before? Or maybe that has changed also? No, I don't have any screenshots of how it looked before because I have extensively Googled it and I have not found anything besides a a Photoshop image that somebody else has posted. And I could put that in the link in the comments below, in the description below. Another person says, "You're not crazy, just ignorant and chasing red herrings." That was from Stuntman Mike. Thanks, man. I don't know whether I want to like that or not. Neutral. Somebody else said, from better TV reception with foil fedoras. Ooh. Check Reba McEntire. LOL. ... Not Reba McEntire with family history from McEntire. Nope. ... Ooh. ... McEntire. Oh, sorry, the spelling. McEntire. And oh jeez. Oh jeez. Oh jeez, she's presenting. How many? I don't actually, I've actually vaguely heard about this actress, so. I guess now it's spelled McIntyre is spelled McIntyre. E-N-T-I-R-E. That's how it was first presented, but it used to be M-C-I-N-T-Y-R-E. Stemming from K-I-N-T-Y-R-E. So that's changed. Whee! Barbara Streisand's name is also changed. That's not in the comments, but yeah. So somebody else says it might be dyslexia. And here all along I've been blaming ghosts. Thanks for the info. From John Brightsfield. Brightsfield. So, Marcia Muniz says, I remember Tesla dying under mysterious circumstances in midlife after the FBI stole his files. Now I find he died quite old in a hotel room, penniless? Huh? Okay. Yeah. So, there's a lot of things that have been going on. John Newtboom says, F star? What is that star called? Asterisk star? F asterisk? Ampersand? Ing. Annoying. That's my cue. Alright. It's been great talking to you.